How are you doing? Me too. Who is a volunteer firefighter here? Who is a professional firefighter? Volunteer firefighters? Okay. And professional? All the others. Okay. And who thinks from you of all that we are lacking knowledge about new technology? Me too. Because it goes too fast for all of us. And we're going to try to do something together about this. I'm Kurt Volmacher. I'm 35 years firefighter. I was a volunteer. And then I have made from my volunteer my profession at 40 years old. At education, I'm a fire officer and a fire prevention engineer. And I'm also a vehicle technician. I'm the creator and former project leader of ISO 17840, the worldwide standard. I know that you know all of this, the rescue sheet, emergency response guides, this work. I'm also busy with the project to have one standard for responders worldwide. I'm going to tell you more about this. I have done several investigations with incidents on new energy, like energy storage systems, Tesla fires, LNG fires, other fires. Also, I have collaboration with several international vehicle manufacturers on safety, and I'm the owner of energy safety. I give training and education. Most of all, the most important thing is that we try to make responders' information understandable. Because sometimes, if it comes from manufacturers, sometimes very hard to understand. It is necessary that we need this, that we make this in an understandable form. This is a video. What do you think? Are we ready for this? All of this? 10 years ago, I have thought there's a lack of good information for the fire service regarding new energy sources. The technology goes so fast, many of the responders are not longer on the information train. So certainly the volunteer guys, they do their work, or they do their work as firefighter after their other work. So they have to be informed also, those guys. And that does not benefit the safety for all of us. This is not good. We must not get into an information vacuum, because information, that non-information will mean accidents. So this is why when my dream came to make one standard for responders. And who knows the rescue sheet and emergency response guides? Do you know this with those chapters? And my idea is that we go to an intervention with one standard. Is it now an airplane, a train, a bus, energy storage systems? Everything in the same way, with the same symbols, with the same colors. This has to be, at the end, the purpose. And what has already been done? So we have the standardized information by ISO 17840. This 9 chapters has been made as a responder thinks. If we go to an incident, what we want to know? We want to recognize it. We want to know what it is. Then, if we know it, like a vehicle, how can we make that this vehicle not runs away anymore? That is still like a boat. How can we make that he not gets away? A train, everything. It's always the same. And if we have done this, then how are we going to disable the direct hazard that we can do our work safe? If we have this, then how we can liberate the patients out of it? Then what kind of energy sources are in it? What kind of liquids? What kind of gases, solids? What are we going to do in case of fire? What if this thing burns? And then, what if hydrogen is on board? What if methanol, ethanol? This is not normal what's coming ahead of us. It's not only anymore gasoline and diesel, or electric, or hybrid. It's much more than that. What the case of submersion? I think you may remember what's happening in the United States with all those electric vehicles who came in contact with salt water. A lot have burned. So, what we're going to have in the future? A lot of rain, a lot of water. We have to be prepared for that also. What we're going to do in case of towing, transportation, storage? What we're going to do with those vehicles if they have been in an accident? What are the dangers of this? And then in chapter 9, important additional information. We need to have always uniform chapters, uniform colors, and uniform symbols. Make it easy for responders, because it has to be easy. Oh. The colors within the ISO standard are always the same colors. If you see orange in the rescue sheet, you will see this also on the cables. This is the same orange. If you see orange, you know you are dealing with high voltage. The rescue sheet is made for quick information. When we have made this at Euro NCAP, we have said it must be not more than 5 pages, because you cannot read a book at the intervention site. You need to have quick information, but an emergency response guide is more in-depth information. What is the connection between the rescue sheet and emergency response guide? Those chapters. Because if you want to know something, let's say chapter 6 about fire, you will find it in the rescue sheet very quick. Symbols, not much information. If you want more, you can go to the emergency response guide. I have made this together with Tesla as an example to ISO, to show that it's possible to make good rescue sheet and good emergency response guides. So this was an example. Then we have rescue sheets for cars, for buses, for trucks, always in the same way. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, who knows these symbols? Did you have seen this before? Who didn't see these symbols before? When I have made it, and my wife is here, I first show them to my wife. And I say, what do you think of them? She said, I understand them. Then I know they are firefighter proof. Because you have to make something simple. A firefighter has to understand it. And how it's built, the symbols, you have a background. Gray is always diesel, red is gasoline, green is gas, white is cryogenic LNG, blue is hydrogen, and orange is high voltage. If you see one of those symbols from a distance, like you see an orange symbol, you know, okay, I'm dealing with high voltage. If you see a blue symbol, you know, okay, I'm dealing with hydrogen. If you see a white symbol, you know, I'm dealing with the cryogenic gas. It's deeply cooled. Why? White. Why should we use white? Because it's cold. White, snow. Blue, water. It's tried to make easy as possible. Gasoline. Diesel. LPG. It has an arrow pointing down. Why? Why this arrow pointing down? Heavier than air. And it has a droplet. Why? Yes, because it's stored liquefied. So on the left, you have the the state towards air, and on the right you have the state of storage. CNG, again, up, lighter than air, and then the other symbol, what should this mean?
Pressure.
Compressed, 2 arrows pointing to a point, compressed. Then we have LNG. Why should we have up and down?
Depending on the state of the chemical.
Yes, because you have, if you have a leakage, it will come out in a liquid state, and how much heat you have on your surface where your liquefied gas is coming on, the quicker it will go up. So you will have both. And then the cryogenic sign, it means it's deeply cooled. By LNG, it's minus 162 degrees. We have already liquefied hydrogen, minus 252 degrees. So this is coming also, not only gas, also hydrogen. Dual fuel. They have trucks on LNG and on diesel. Full electric. This is like a Tesla. This is a hybrid, a diesel hybrid and a gasoline hybrid. Diesel hybrid with the pump, with the D in it, diesel. The other one is gasoline. And what it is? What should this symbol mean? Hydrogen, yes. Compressed?
Electricity.
Yes, electricity, because this is a fuel cell. What is a fuel cell? This means you can go to the station, you fill up your vehicle with hydrogen, and within this vehicle, there's a little factory is going to transfer your hydrogen to electricity. So this is a little factory that's in it that's going to make that your vehicle is running on electricity by filling your vehicle up with hydrogen. So this is a fuel cell. It means the firefighters have two dangers. They have to deal with hydrogen and they have to deal with electricity. So in one symbol you see it all. Then we have dual fuel. It's not stopping. So they have already diesel trucks that they transfer to hydrogen. So they put hydrogen tanks on the diesel trucks and they inject hydrogen into the motors. The motor can run on 70% full hydrogen. So this is also possible. Then the symbol is made, let's say, you can see from far, if you see a green dot or a blue dot, where you are dealing with. The closer you get, the more you see. And this is something that we should do also in Iceland. I have seen you have buses on CNG. This is, I know it's by my profession, I don't know, but the first thing I looked at what kind of buses we have here. And so, but this will be good for you, that you have also the signage on buses. We have done this in Belgium, and we have put the buses on 5 places. Front, back, the 2 sides, and the top. Why the top? For drones in the future. Because if this is going to come, that you can start, that there's going to be a drone flying away from your station, going to the accident, I will send you already the pictures or the images from the accident to the command post. Before you enter the accident, you will already have the information. Also, the number of the bus. Why the number of the bus is important? You can have the number of the bus connected to the rescue sheet. If you see like the bus number 9101, you know, okay, this bus has this rescue sheet. Very important to know. This is what I mean. Then why should we have a symbol on the top of the bus? This was a bus in Belgium who was going into the water, an electric bus. So it was good that the symbol was above the bus. So we directly see that we have to deal with an electric bus. You see there also the drone, and on top of the bus the symbol. And this is a project that we also try to do in Belgium. This is put the symbol on the license plate. I have looked if I drove with the car over here, and I say, what should be possible? Because there are not many space on your license plate to put the symbol on. But imagine this will be very good, because no one with a nice Tesla or a BMW wants to have a sticker on his car. No one. But if you can ask them, or the government ask, to put them on the license plate, maybe this is an opportunity to do something. Euro Rescue app, I think the most of you know this app. Do some people don't know the Euro Rescue app? The most of them, I think you know it. A survey. I have done a worldwide survey with input from 425 responders. Also, I have a good help from Bjarni on this. What was the conclusions? There's need for a clear recognition of the propulsion of these vehicles. So we need some symbols to indicate what kind of propulsion we have. There's a need for uniform and globally available information on those vehicles in accordance with ISO 17840. So we need to have standardized information about these vehicles. A uniform, easy, and to operate disconnection system that's installed at the same place on all electric and other vehicles. So let's say if we could have a responder key where we can shut off everything with, this would be easy, but this is not so easy. But we try to make standardization also in this way. Uniform procedures for handling incidents involving electrified vehicles, both in terms of extrication and firefighter. If a vehicle burns in Belgium, it's the same vehicle in Ireland. It's the same vehicle in the United States. It's everywhere the same. We can learn a lot from each other. This should be standardized. Systems that make it possible to quickly extinguish the high voltage batteries of electrified vehicles. So Perola have already talked about this. I will show you some things that we are busy now at ISO to have also standardization in this way. Safety systems and procedures to deal safely with high voltage, stranded energy after incident of these vehicles. This is a very important thing that you have to know. You can shut down everything. In an electric vehicle, you have always the high voltage. The stranded energy, this is not going away. That can be, let's say you put a vehicle 5 months on a place, and then you're going to control again your high voltage. You will have still high voltage. You can put it in the water for 3 weeks. Maybe it's possible that you still have high voltage. Be aware of this. This high voltage don't go so quick away. The handling of electrified vehicles and car parks also requires treatment. I have seen the colleague. I said to him, everywhere the same. We need to think how we can get those cars out of parking lots, because this is not going to be easy. Also important, these recommendations and proposals are not legislation or norm, they are just proposals. So, but we are working on norms. These proposals are made to manufacturers in 10 languages. And one very important one, you always have to show a lot to manufacturers and maybe get some. I was very happy that Audi has already taken over one of the proposals. They have already installed a connection to the battery pack where the responder can put an extinguish agent into the battery. So this was good. So this was in the proposal, and Audi has already listened to this. Guidelines. There are 2 guidelines that the manufacturers of buses and trucks can use if they want to make rescue information in line of 708040, so that you guys get the right information in the right way, with the right colors, with the right symbols. Next step, what we are busy on, So we are busy with 7 working groups. So one of the working groups is, I'm talking also with Bjarni about this, worldwide implementation of existing ISO 17840 norm for car, bus, truck, and labeling. This needs to be done in each country, also in Iceland. So what can we do with the existing norm to implement this in the country? Then a working group on energy storage system, a working group on maritime vehicles, motorsport vehicles, air vehicles, railroad vehicles, and agriculture, construction, heavy machinery, and mining vehicles. There was a presentation of someone with the machines, so there should be also a rescue sheet and an emergency response guide and the labels on, because we want to have, at the end, one standard. The 5-page rescue sheet and an emergency response guide from all the things that you can think. Easy to understand, responder proof. Next steps. There's a need to have a symbol also for 48 volt. 48 volt is not high voltage. 48 volt is like the system that we know, like start-stop systems. But this is not dangerous for us. Not dangerous for us for electrocution, but dangerous for us for having sparks. Because if you cut in this, you can have sparks. So it's important to know this is not a high voltage, but it's a vehicle that you can have a thermal risk by having arcs. These are batteries, not lithium-ion batteries, but they are vehicles running on solid-state batteries. Solid-state batteries has metallic lithium in it. Metallic lithium, if you put water on it, you have heavier reactions because it's an alkali metal. And sometimes they say a Tesla have lithium on it, it will react heavily if you put water on it. But this is not metallic lithium, it's a lithium salt. So the only thing that you can extinguish a lithium battery with is water, but not a lithium metal battery. You will have reactions, but at the end, like I think you remember the picture of the bus in Paris. Did you remember it with the huge flames that coming out? This was a little metal, lithium metal polymer battery. What we're going to do as firefighter, if it's near something like a mall or something else, we're going to put water on it. We're going to do this, but know that you can have reactions. It's like the same like you have with magnesium. If you put water on magnesium, you have a huge reaction, but if you know this, but you have to know it. It's not another fire, but you have to know if I put water on it, what's going to do. Maybe if this bus is in the open space, you can let it burn it out. It will all also let, as Perola said, there's no one-on-one procedure. There will be more than one procedure. Liquefied hydrogen. I have told you about, this is the same as we know from liquefied LNG, liquefied natural gas. This is liquefied hydrogen. This is coming for trucks, heavy duty. Do you remember what Parola said about need to know where the overpressure valves were? That it's important to know. These are new symbols. This is a Tesla on fire. If you have a Tesla fire, there are, I think, on both sides, I think 14 overpressure valves on both sides. If you have a Tesla fire, a Model X, Model Y, you will have fires on both sides. It's important for the firefighters to know where they're going to expect those flames, because you can get to the vehicle close on a safe way. Because if you know there are the overpressure valves, don't go near. Also, watch to those overpressure valves. If you know an overpressure valve is going open, then you know, okay, I'm dealing with a battery fire. Then you know I can have reignition and all the other things. You can have a Tesla burning without, it's a battery fire, because it can be arson, it can be maybe a short circuit on the dashboard, but if it's not going to the battery, it's not a battery fire. It's an ordinary vehicle fire. So this is important to know. Also, can I penetrate or can I not penetrate the battery? Parola said they are busy with that. I said to Parola, I was very happy to see this. Because you have done an investigation, we are busy with ISO to make new symbols. So it will be good that the manufacturer puts on the rescue sheet, you can penetrate my battery or you can not penetrate my battery. And if you want to penetrate it, please say to me where the safe places are. And then you can do, this is an example, you can do this with the green spot on the rescue sheet where you can penetrate the battery best. Then, can I submerge my vehicle or not? Tesla say, we don't want this. All the manufacturers say, you must do this. It's not up to the commanding officer to say or to know what has to be done. I'm very scared. I don't want to have in the future lawsuits against the fire department because you have put this vehicle in this or that or that. No, you have to say what we have to do with your vehicle. We are firefighters. So we're going to make that the incident is not less, it's how can I say, it's controlled. But we don't care about insurance. We care about safety. And this has to be clear for everybody, that the responders do their work to make it safe. This is also a technique that we use in Belgium. You can get the door off with a spreader or a scissor, but you can, if you know the bolts of the door, you can just get them off with the machine. We use this a lot. So we look, okay, we can make place for removing the bolts. We remove the bolts, like from a truck. This is very easy, and it not give a lot of heavy forces on the vehicle, because it's just removing 4 bolts. And again, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. What I have learned in all those years, how difficult it may be, how hard it may be, the person who sticks to his plan wins. Never forget this. Thank you very much.
So how many countries have this labeling on their trucks already? Buses, fire trucks?
I think in Belgium and Finland is busy. As I have said, the London Transport for London is going to put them on all their 9,000 buses. So it's getting more and more and more. We need to say to the, let's say, if we ask to anybody, you must put symbols on your truck or something else. If those symbols are not on our firefighter trucks, how can we ask to someone else to do it? So we have put in our station, on all our fire trucks, on all our ambulances are the symbols. To give the good example. And this is the best thing that you can do. You give us responders the first step. And yeah, it's not easy, but it's something that you have to do worldwide together.
Are the templates available somewhere?
Use the microphone, Mari.
Are the templates available for printing somewhere, or is it like a licensing issue?
What you
Like if we wanted to implement.
Yeah, they are all available.
They are available.
Yeah. So do you mean the labels for printing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are available. So if you can find, let's say, a person or an organization who can print this for you. But we ask also some rules to have, let's say, they may not be an ordinary sticker, because we ask if you make the stickers, they have to be reflective. Why? In the dark, If you go with a flashlight 200, you have to see the contours of because it's dark, you don't see the colors, you don't see it. So if you ask, you must make already, let's say, stickers of a very good substance and very clear. Do it good from the beginning.
Thank you.